Hello, this is Carla Cross. I just did a webinar on standards and mutual expectations. And in that first webinar, I talked about how to set your standards and, very importantly, why. Why bother? And now I'm going to give you this very short webinar and some tips on your mutual expectations dialogue. Now, you've told that interviewing agent what you'll do for them, but have you asked them to do anything for you? And I'll bet you in 90-some% of the interviews, the interviewer never asks the interviewee to do anything except maybe your onboarding. But I'm speaking about much more than that. Don't you want somebody who's a team player? Don't you want somebody who represents your culture and values? Don't you want somebody that cooperates with the other people in the office? But we never talk about those kinds of things. So here are some dialogues that you can use. And by the way, for all of these things, I've created some documents for you to use, and I'm going to show you where those are too. So afterwards, you can go onto my website at free webinars and pick up these documents. So one of them is establishing your hiring and retention standards for your agents. The second one is steps to establishing standards for your experienced agents. The third one is my goals and standards agreement from my book, which is the startup plan for the new agent, up and running in 30 days. And then the commitment letter from my online program, which is an extension of up and running in 30 days. It has everything you need to train and coach that new agent so you don't have to do most of the work. I do most of the work. Up and running in real estate. I put that commitment letter. So you can find those documents on my website. Just go to carlacross.com and go to free webinars, and you'll find them then. So let's now take a look at the dialogues that you can use, and I've got some kind of analogies for those dialogues so you can remember them. Here's one, the Tiger Woods dialogue. And isn't it awesome that Tiger Woods has made a comeback? Yeah, not too long ago, I forget what he won. My son knows, he knows everything about golf. But what we know is that Tiger Woods always has quite a few coaches, and almost every champion will tell you that they have coaches, and a lot of times not just one coach. I know as a pianist and a flutist that I can't get much better without someone coaching me. Why? Because I can't see myself, and we all get into bad habits. We all to take the easy way out, whether it's mental or physical. So do your agents. So I want you to explain your coaching program. You do have one, don't you? Or you have coaches they can get referred to. And ask, are you willing to be coached to mastery? The important part here is that they don't just go to your training program and sit there and criticize you and then go and do whatever they want. Because a lot of agents think that the first time they do something is the best they'll ever get at it. I certainly know that's not true as a musician. You know that too, no matter what you've done, whether it's dribbling a basketball or learning to golf. You start out bad, but then you practice perfectly to get good. So I want you to have that dialogue about coaching, and it could be training also with the person you're hiring. So if they're not willing to work on themselves and their business, do you want them? You're going to have lots of problems with them because you're going to spend of your time trying to deal with them. The second dialogue is from one of my favorite TV shows, Dancing with the Stars. So, are you willing to practice, organize, and perform to keep getting better? Now, if you've ever watched Dancing with the Stars, you know that the people start out and they're not very good. And then as they go through the weeks and they have great dancing coaches, they get so much better. I can't believe it, because I'm a terrible dancer myself. I know. I need dancing lessons. So they keep practicing. So your dialogue to the person is, are you willing to practice, organize, and perform to keep getting better? And in your training, I want to be sure that you have training where in the training room they are practicing, putting things together, practicing. So the first time they practice is not with a real client. So that's your dialogue, your second dialogue. Here's your third dialogue. It's the John Kennedy dialogue. What are you willing to contribute to our office? In other words, ask not what your office can do for you. Ask what you can do for our office. And where that comes from is I've hired so many new agents, and they're so needy. And they'll go to experienced agents. I had one go to experienced agent and say, I want everything that you have. I want all your systems. I want all your presentations. I want them because I'm new. And she looks at him and goes, huh? What are you talking about? I spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours creating these. You think I'm just going to turn them over to you? What are you going to do with them? You haven't even proved to me you're willing to go to work. Guess what? That guy wasn't in the business very long anyway. But what? Nerve. And so my question to that person is, what are you going to contribute to us? What do you have to contribute? In fact, I suggest in your onboarding that you have a question that says, what do you like to do in the time away from the office? Do you have any charities you like to take part in? What talents and skills do you have? Here are the ways you can get involved in our office and contribute. Now, a lot of new agents think they have nothing to contribute. They do. One of the agents new to me years ago had been the president of a title company, and he was had quite a large ego. He didn't want to start at the beginning. I had a coaching program, a peer coaching program, so I set him up to coach a new agent, and I said, now, Dwight, to coach that new agent, though, you have to use all of our programs. And so he got to work. He did really, really well. His production went up. The agent he coached, production went up because they became truly lifelong friends, mentors, and cohorts. So take the people, even if they're new. Remember, they've got delicate egos, and they may have been important in their former business, and they're protecting their ego by not wanting to get into the fray and take risks. So one of the things you could do for them is find a way that they can contribute and feel good about what they do. You're only as good as the people you hire. No amount of institutional marketing or advertising is going to overcome bad people. So those are your three dialogues: your Tiger Woods, your Dancing with the Stars, and your John F. Kennedy. You choose 1, 2, or 3, depending upon what your values are and what your standards are. So how can you find more resources for leadership? You can find these resources in leadership and coaching at my website, carlacross.com. There are lots of how to train for more productivity and retention. This is really important because most training programs completely miss the mark. They're well-meaning, but they're not effective because we're not training properly. I'll teach you how to train so you get results. Recruiting and interview strategies to be more effective. Do we waste a lot of time interviewing? Yeah, I'll show you how not to waste time and pick winners better. Training programs for new and experienced agents. Exclusive one-on-one coaching for leadership. I'd like to help you be more effective. And my leadership program is not a cookie cutter. It doesn't tell you to do certain things just because I've set up some kind of a template or like that. Every one of you in leadership is different. So we do a comprehensive review and then put together a plan to help you get where you want to go. Thank you so much for focusing in on standards and mutual expectations. Remember, go to my website, carlacross.com, free seminars and free webinars, and you can get those programs that I put there for you.